MademmyifyASMR. Welcome back to MademmyifyASMR. If you didn't already notice, tonight's video is going to be something a little bit different from normal. I actually had this idea whilst I was falling asleep the other night. I thought about doing some writing and colouring, but then I thought I would just do some colouring instead. This lovely unicorn colouring book, it's not mine, I couldn't find it, like my own one. This is my daughter's, so hopefully she doesn't mind that I am colouring it in, and hopefully I pick the colours that she would have picked for the unicorn seahorse things, whatever they may be. I'm probably gonna ramble a little bit during this video, if I can think of things to say, so hopefully as well you can hear the noise of I've picked the crayons, because the pencils, a lot of them weren't sharp and they're in awkward shape, so hopefully you can hear the noise of the crayon on the paper. It's a bit of a crazy time at the minute in my life, at least. My daughter is actually, I'm thinking when this video is going to come out, my daughter is starting school next week, primary school, for the first time, and I think I am perhaps more worried about it than she is. She's off on her holidays right now. She's going off to Scotland with her dad and his family, so she's going to be having a lovely time, but yeah, like I have been, like this whole year I've been like, but what if she's not ready? Like I know she is more than ready, based on how she is, what she does, but I'm still like, in my head I'm like, but what if she's not? So emotionally adjusting to that big change. Oh, you may have noticed I mentioned in a video a couple weeks ago that I was going to buy a ring, and I think this is the first video where I have worn said ring. It is a moonstone ring and it is lovely. I think the store I got it from on Etsy was like rock and roll jewellery or something similar. If people want, I can add a link to the description if anyone would like anything similar. It's quite plain, but I think it looks very nice. I also, I've mentioned it on Twitter and I've mentioned it in a couple of comments. I upgraded my phone a couple weeks ago. My upgrade was due, and I'm hoping that the new phone, because it's not got the weird loose connection my old one had, the sound quality in the videos will be better. It won't keep, the microphone won't keep cutting out, and it won't go do the weird thing where sometimes it records really quietly because we said originally that I was going to move in here till September, and then I could look for my own place, because he was like, oh well, I want to enjoy living alone for a little bit. We decided that that's probably not going to happen. I am just going to stay here. Hooray! I mean, I think realistically we knew that was going to happen anyway, but confirmed. I mean, which is kind of crazy. Though we haven't discussed getting a pet yet, so we haven't got to that level of seriousness where it's like, oh, we're gonna go get a dog, or we're gonna go get a cat. We took my daughter to see her grandparents the other weekend. We went away and she had a lovely time. Though we'd gone out for a meal in this small village pub, and like there was no attempt at social distancing. Like, it was a very small pub, but there was no attempt at social distancing. None of the staff had PPE on or anything, so I felt sorry for the staff, because obviously that's to protect them as much as it is the customers. And we were sat waiting for this food to come out, and my daughter's sat doing some drawing, and she's like, I'm gonna draw a picture of she was drawing a picture of my parents. She was like, I'm gonna draw a picture of Nanny and Grandad, and she started drawing away, and then she looks to my stepdad and goes, oh, Grandad, I'm sorry, I don't have a grey pencil, so I can't draw your hair. I was like, oh well, when Mommy was little, Grandad had brown hair and blonde hair, so she did him like half brown, half blonde. girl's room, and she was like, "Nanny, can I have that?" And my mum was like, "Well, no, Casey, it's mine. You can't have it, but I've got you this necklace," and like showed her the necklace. And Casey was like, "I don't like that necklace," and I think my mum's a bit upset that she didn't like it. I was like, "Mum, she doesn't not like it. It's just she wants yours." That said, Casey, my daughter, does have her very own unique sense of style. They did the leavers party for all the children going off to school. They'd had to put it off because of COVID, and they managed to get enough staff to be able, and because of the restrictions being relaxed, they did like an outside one where they had a hike through the woods. Nursery is really good for like outdoorsy things, so they did a hike through the woods, and then they went back to the nursery and they had a barbecue. And I guess that Casey had just told my ex's parents that it was a party, and the maybe the leaflets that they got didn't say exactly what it was, or it was just her being Little Miss Independent, and she decided that she was going to go to this leavers hike, essentially dressed as a unicorn, complete with a wand. I have seen the pictures, and so because she was a unicorn, she was entirely in white, and you can see like this one picture where she's in these white shorts and a white t-shirt, and then the next one they're black. Like I'd said to Jordan, I was like, I bet that Nami is going to regret having put her in white. What colour for the horn? I think I'll do the peach for the top, maybe. The peach doesn't really show very well. And then blue. Yeah, like she's always known what style she likes, what clothes she wants. I remember when she was very little, I can't remember how old, I think she must have been 2.5, and me and her Nami had taken her to get some new shoes, and we went into the shoe shop and she had her feet measured, and the guy was like, "Right, I'll bring out some shoes for you to try on," and he brought out several pairs, and he puts the first pair of shoes on her, and she just takes them off and throws them at the guy, and we're like, "Oh, we're so sorry. Guess she doesn't like those ones." I mean, people who work in shops that are friends have told me far worse stories, but I still felt bad for the guy that my child's just thrown a pair of shoes at him. I decided to do this mermaid unicorns, tails, scales, all different colours. I am regretting it now. Also, I keep thinking about doing maybe a Q&A video at some point. I don't know what people's thoughts are